Good morning, everybody. It is great to be with you all today. Another great day in the city of Columbus, another beautiful morning in our fair city, and some exciting news to share today. As Pride Month winds down in the city of Columbus, our work to uplift, celebrate the LGBTQ plus community continues. We're constantly exploring new ways to expand opportunity and improve the quality of life across our great city. Honing in on aspects of our city where more of our neighbors can share in our collective success. This includes the ways in which our city conducts business and empowers entrepreneurs from underrepresented communities to compete and succeed, particularly as we work to strengthen diversity among the city's vast network of vendors and suppliers. That's why I'm delighted to announce that the city's Office of Diversity and Inclusion is partnering with the National LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce to launch a new certification program for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender business enterprises. Doing so will help increase their participation in city procurement and contracting opportunities, and expand access to training, networking, outreach, and engagement programs offered by our Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Along with simply being the right thing to do, this has the potential to drive competition, generate potential savings, and improve the quality of services we provide to our residents. This new certification opportunity for LGBTQ plus owned businesses is in addition to, not at the expense of, our existing certification programs for women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses. In fact, these certifications can be stacked, meaning business owners have the opportunity to register for certifications across multiple categories if they're eligible, further expanding their access to business opportunities, opportunities with the city, as well as our diversity, equity, and inclusion programming. Since I became your mayor, supplier diversity in city contracts has increased 36%. And it's due to the great work of the business community, our office, the leadership of Director Brown, and the team. We've made some meaningful progress, and I'm proud of our efforts. But there is clearly more work to be done. And this new program will help us get to where we need to be. To share more about this program and how it intersects with all the important work underway in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, I'm pleased to introduce our fearless leader, our city's Chief Diversity Officer and Director, Damita Brown. Director?
Thank you, Mayor. It's always a pleasure to share the podium with you and share the good news of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. As America's 14th largest city, Columbus is one of the most diverse cities in the country with a large, diverse LGBTQ population. In the creation of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, Mayor Ginther elevated the importance of ensuring the success of our small business community in Columbus as a vital growth opportunity and in improving the quality of life for our residents. As a major driver of economic growth in our region, the City of Columbus has a long-standing tradition and commitment to providing historically underrepresented businesses equal opportunities to compete and succeed, both in city government contracting as well as with our public and private sector partners. The Office of Diversity and Inclusion is proud to be a partner to the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, which is the exclusive third-party certifying agency for LGBT businesses in our country. According to the Chamber, LGBT businesses contribute to $1.7 trillion in economic impact, creating jobs and driving innovation across the globe. With today's announcement, Columbus joins the ranks of other large cities across our country who are elevating the work of LGBT businesses in their contracting processes. Today's announcement is an important step toward realizing the mayor's equity agenda and ensuring that our small businesses not merely strive in our community, but they have the opportunity to thrive. We strongly encourage our LGBT business community to become registered and certified with the City of Columbus and get involved in our contracting processes. Certification is an important tool that can serve as a differentiating factor in terms of how you compete across our business community and drive contracting success. As a registered certified vendor in our portal, LGBT businesses gain marketing through our online portal, leading to increased exposure to potential customers, access to key decision makers, contracting opportunities, training and networking, and so much more. We are honored to share the space here today with our City of Columbus Plan Room and our partner, Ohio Business Development Center, where it is the hub for training, workshops, engagement, and networking across all of our small businesses in our community. So I'll ask Rhonda Barber to just do a short wave, if you will, and acknowledge the great work. Thank you. And acknowledge the great work that you've done to ensure that our community, our small business community, has meaningful access to opportunities. To certify with the National LGBT Chamber, businesses are asked to register on their portal at my.nglcc.org for certification. And then you'll register in our system, and it is a very streamlined process. You'll register in our system to gain access to our online directory, as well as the networking opportunities. Our online portal is located at columbus.diversitycompliance.com. And there, once you are registered, you will have immediate access and representation in our online directory, as well as the calendar of training and networking events that will occur. Any questions regarding the program, our portal, or even our processes can be directed to diversity certifications at columbus.gov. That's diversity certifications with an S at columbus.gov. We thank you for your time and commitment to this very important work, and it is now my honor to introduce my colleague and someone I would consider a friend, Chris Kozat, who is the chair of our Columbus Community Relations Commission, and is also an LGBT business here in our community. Chris?
Thank you, Mayor Ginther, Director Brown, for inviting me to be a part of this. I have a few hats in the world, and one of them is to chair the Columbus Community Relations Commission, which I've been doing for several years now. I've been on the commission, I think, about 15 years at this point. It's a volunteer position. I don't work for the city, but it is my honor to help fight discrimination in Columbus. Columbus has been very good to me as a resident for all the time I have been here. I moved here in 1981 because Columbus even then had a vibrant gay community. And I started my business, Alternative Auto Care, in 1983 with a toolbox, a truck, and a dream. And my dream really was two dreams. One was to create an auto repair shop that provided for women and LGBT community members who were both traditionally at risk for being taken advantage of by the automotive industry. And I wanted to offer fair, reasonably priced service to my communities. The other dream was to offer women access to economic equity through a non-traditional job. I've done lots of work in non-traditional jobs over the years, and I wanted women to have the opportunity to work in the automotive industry and experience it as a potential career choice without having to deal with some of the things that you have to deal with when you work in a more mainstream auto repair shop. I've been in business nearly 40 years. I employ 7 women We are out and proud as both a woman-owned and a lesbian-owned business. So this certification is really close to my heart, and it's something we've been talking about around City Hall for quite a while, and I am just delighted that we got it done. Columbus continues to lead the state, the region, and in some ways even the country in supporting, serving, and protecting LGBTQ people, and this is just the next step in that process. The training and growth opportunities that this certification will offer to help both existing and new LGBT entrepreneurs to thrive, to live and grow their dream like I did mine. Just as Columbus has done for women, minority, and veteran-owned businesses up till now. So, you know, the access to resources, networks, and support is going to be huge and invaluable. Director Brown talked a little bit about the LGBT Chamber, and that it is in fact the exclusive, the only body that certifies LGBT businesses. It is used currently by nearly half of Fortune 500 companies to certify their supply chains. It also works with various federal, state, local governmental agencies to ensure that their supply chains are diverse. There are 2 affiliates in Ohio with the LGBT Chamber. One is Diversity Chamber of Central Ohio, located right here in Columbus. The other is Plexus LGBT and Allied Chamber of Commerce, which is in Cleveland. So this is one of the rare occasions where we are just a teeny bit behind Cleveland, but I think that was part of the motivation to get this done, right? Because they did it a little while back. But it's been an honor to serve the city as the chair of the Community Relations Commission and in a few other roles as well, and to live and work in Columbus and to grow my business and my dream. And so I want to thank, again, Mayor Ginther, Director Brown, for inviting me to speak today and for making this happen for the city of Columbus. Thank you.
That's what it's all about, you know, realizing your dream, providing resources, support, and opportunity so that every family in every neighborhood of our city can share in our success and realize their potential. This program at its core advances equity and opportunity throughout the city. And it does so by rallying around the greatest contributors and entrepreneurs who make this community so special and enhancing their ability to enrich the cultural fabric of our society even further. But know that we're all committed to continuous improvement. We'll be measuring and holding ourselves accountable. Because if you don't measure it, you don't mean it. And we mean it. We'll continue to deploy new strategies that expand the scope of our efforts, strengthening even more in our community by fostering opportunities for all. This is the work of a modern, dynamic, and inclusive city. It's how we ensure an equitable, robust, resilient economy for all of our residents and businesses here in Columbus. So excited about today's announcement and so excited to have Chris, Damita, all of the teams working together to realize this vision. Happy to take any questions for the press, or we can stick around for one-on-ones. You guys have any questions for Director Brown or Chris or I? All right. Yeah.
Be scrutinized in order to be on this list?
I'll let the director kind of speak to more of the details, but this is why that partnership with the LGBT National Chamber of Commerce is so important. I think, as we mentioned, it's one of the few nationally recognized programs that certify LGBTQ plus businesses. So, Director, you would speak to a little bit to that?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. So as the mayor mentioned, the National Chamber does manage all certifications exclusively for the country, and they will primarily be looking at two primary areas. One is the ownership of the business, 51% owned by an LGBTQ individual. And they go through a number of means by which they will investigate and determine that those individuals that should participate in the program are actually those that participate. And that is a standard across the country. It's also how we manage and scrutinize our MBE and WBE programs as well. But that, again, that is managed by the National Chamber.
How long would the process take from that first log-on to them getting certified? How long is that process?
Very good question. I believe the chamber looks to turn that certification around within 30 days. What will happen just in terms of a practical application? The individual business will become certified with the National Chamber. They will then bring that certification over to the city, where we will work with the National Chamber to download that information and get them immediately into our portal. We anticipate that process, once we have the information, could occur within inside of 7 days.
Let's say ABC business wants to, I shouldn't say ABC, let's say NBC business wants to, go after a city contract. Is there something on the application that they mark saying that they're certified? How does the city know? Is that a process within the database? How will they know?
Very good question. So our online database, which was launched earlier this year, provides you immediate access to any business that has been certified with the City of Columbus. So anyone looking to do contracting with the City of Columbus will notate that they are a certified vendor. We usually will do that in our forms, but that information will also be made available on our portal, which is updated nightly.
Is there a possibility that a business could be kicked off of being certified?
So I think there's the potential for that in all programs, but again, we would rely on the National Chamber to manage that process very closely.
The one thing I would add is, we've talked today a lot about city contracting, but this is, these databases are also opportunities for the private sector. If the private sector says, I want to be more purposeful and intentional about doing business with small minority, female-owned LGBT certified businesses, they can use this city resource, this database, to help them, be more responsible and be more inclusive in who they're doing business with. So this is really a great opportunity for the public, for us, for our city and government procurement, but also for the private sector, nonprofit, higher ed, philanthropic communities to do better as well.
And Mayor, if I may add, the online portal, I think the beauty of that is that even a resident that's looking for the opportunity to spend their dollars with companies that speak to their particular value systems, our customers, our community, our residents have the opportunities to also go into that database and decide that they'd like to do business with an LGBT business. They can even say, I want to do businesses I want to do business with companies that are located in my zip code, in my neighborhood. So there's all sorts of opportunities for everyone, public, private, and even our residents, to connect with our businesses and gain access and do business with them.
That are part of a business that is certified, are they also given the opportunity to do the training, to do anything else that is part of the certification process?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we, as an office, we really want to ensure that the training that is provided, the networking and access, stretches across that business and enables every individual to have access to that education, to that training, in order to improve the business. Because as those small businesses thrive, our community thrives, our office thrives, and our city thrives. Yes.
Is there a logo or visual indicator?
There is. It's actually out front, and we can certainly make that available to you as well.
Will those be given to businesses to kind of stick in front?
Yes, they will. So we do have signage. that we offer to our businesses that they may post in their locations that says, hey, I am certified with the City of Columbus as an LGBT business or minority or what have you. They can also use those markers on their website and other collateral materials.
And is there any cost to that? Is there any cost?
There is no cost, no cost at all.
Is this the only program in Columbus that businesses can get certified as an LGBTQ business, or are there other programs in the city?
To my knowledge, the National Chamber is the source for certification of LGBT businesses.
So this would be the only one?
This would be the only one.
Using that network?
Correct.
Until now, businesses could certify themselves with the national network, but this is just streamlining that process.
That's correct. What it does is, as the mayor alluded to earlier, is gives them an opportunity to really embrace the fullness of who they are. So previously, we had an MBE certification and a WBE certification. This opportunity opens it up and gives you the opportunity to identify your business along all of those areas that are meaningful to you and to your business and will help you to drive your competitive advantage with doing business with other entities.
Thanks,
Great,
everybody.
thank you.
We'll stick around if you have any more questions.